Hello everyone. We are in the season of flu. We're approaching the flu virus season, and we're also approaching our second wave of coronavirus. In order to survive or have a better chance of surviving coronavirus, it's very important that you look after yourself. You look after your body and try not to let your body get into a state of unhealthiness, because it is unhealthiness that this coronavirus preys on. Many people who die of coronavirus have underlying health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart trouble, obesity, etc. So the virus preys on the people who have these conditions. The first thing one can do to improve their health is get enough sleep, enough rest, avoid so much stress, and eat a very good nutritious diet. One also, this is a very important fact of the coronavirus. I've had the coronavirus twice, and it's very important to keep your body moving no matter how tired you are. I found the more you sit still and not move the lungs. I'll give you an example. Like say for instance, if you go for a little walk, a short walk, like taking 5 steps, when you get the coronavirus, you won't believe the breathlessness you will suffer. When you get the coronavirus really bad, like I had last year, from 7th of November, your breathing will be so unbelievably restricted that when you take one step or even lift your arm, you'll be dying and gasping for air. So what you have to do is, before you reach that state, is make sure you keep your body moving. Always move. When you sit still for long periods, the lungs get set and they get weaker muscles in the way they pump oxygen around the body. So when the virus attacks your lungs, if you have, let's say for instance, a fit person and an unfit person with health problems, the virus will take the person who is unfit and with health problems, especially obesity. Now I have lost 3 stones this year. Coronavirus gave me such a scare, I had no choice but to lose 3 stones. I've done this by giving up meat, so I'm now a vegetarian. I've now been vegetarian for just over 5 months, and I am going to go vegan from the 16th of October, which means I'm going to cut out milk completely. We've cut out butter, we've cut out all meats, and we have occasional cheese, but we're going to go completely vegan to remove mucus producing foods in the body, because it is the lungs which suffers mucus when you get the coronavirus. Coronavirus induced pneumonia. That's what kills you. The lack of oxygen going to the vital organs in the body kills you dead. It's your kidneys, your lungs, your heart and brain. Now, where the food comes in for survival is the nutrition they provide. Like ginger, say for instance, hot ginger, I take ginger and I slice 10 pieces of this ginger and eat it raw, and have a glass of cold water which I drink with it as well. I find the ginger, although unpleasant because it's very hot, for some people in the East this is normal, but it's normal for me now, as I'm used to it now. 10 pieces of ginger, you peel the ginger, slice it in 10 pieces and you eat it. Another thing you can do is you boil the ginger, cut ginger, boil it and put it in a flask when you're out in public. So if you feel your throat irritating or anything, any suspicion of any virus in the area, you drink the ginger in small segments or portions, and you get that burning effect all down your body, killing bacteria. This is not guaranteed, but I guarantee you it does something. Another thing you can do also is have the ginger tea in the home and drink that once a day at least before you go to bed, or if you've been outside and you come indoors, 1 portion of ginger in a hot tea. Now, another food we have for our body, which is very good, and people underestimate this, a natural antibiotic, is garlic. Now when you have pneumonia, they can't treat, well, let me rephrase myself again. When you catch pneumonia from coronavirus, I call it coronavirus-induced pneumonia. There's no treatment for the coronavirus itself, as you already know. But for pneumonia, you could treat pneumonia with antibiotics. They treated me with antibiotics and it worked for my lung infection, and the pneumonia curbed down. But the coronavirus can't be treated. So garlic is a natural antibiotic, and I have garlic in my diet every single day. Strong garlic. Now, the different types of garlic you can get. You have the normal garlic in shops, which you buy in packs like this, which you peel off and you cut. Just showing you in detail what this garlic is like. You get the garlic here. I'm just showing you the different types of garlic. This garlic is dry because obviously it's been there for a while, stored in the shops. And this piece of garlic you then chop up in your food, or you grate and you put into your food, okay? So that's this type of garlic, approximately about 80p for 4 cloves. Then you have the next garlic, which is a slightly better, sort of not organic garlic, but it's a bit better quality than this garlic, slightly more expensive, okay? And then you have fresh organic garlic. Now this garlic is in a different league. This garlic is fresh. You can smell the difference on this garlic, and when you peel it, it's got a slight moist feel to it because it's a fresher garlic, and then also organic. I'm not saying organic garlic is dry. You can get some organic garlic dry as this, but this is fresh organic garlic. So if you take this garlic and you add this also to ginger, this can act as a good remedy. Ginger and hot garlic. But me personally, I prefer to have the ginger on its own and the garlic on its own with food. I tend to put my garlic in soups, hot broths and soups. Strong doses of this garlic. I never like eating garlic straight in the mouth unless it's in a special salad or what do you call it, a stir fry. So here we have it, the remedies of for strengthening your body against COVID-19. Who remembers Hannibal Lecter on Silence of the Lambs? Well, this is the new norm for all human beings on the planet. Coronavirus. The second wave is on the way. I can remember during the 1980s, we used to have fun. We lived without fear of major diseases such as this. Our only threat was of nuclear war and escalating wars around the world. Now we're faced with this new disease like never seen before. Very scary. So, we have to survive. Many of us will die. But I do believe there's something you can do to ensure you have a chance of survival. I believe this disease is going to get a lot worse. It may even mutate into something that we cannot control. We are already losing the battle, with over 30 million people to date, 18th of September 2020, infected with this disease. They have not found an effective vaccine yet. We don't know what's going on. But one thing I know, there is a disease. This disease is real because I've had it twice. The disease is painful, it's exhausting, and it's damn scary. And the scariest part of this disease for me is the breathing. The hijacking of your respiratory system, the lungs. and the inability to distribute oxygen around your body to the vital organs. And this is what kills you. So you have to look after yourself, and I have made big changes in my life since the outbreak of COVID-19, and I have lost this year 3 stones this year. I am a vegan now, a vegetarian. My target is to become a vegan this year, but the way I've done it is to do it in 2 stages. And number 1, start off being a vegetarian, and then once I'm used to not being on meat, which we are now, we're getting used to not having meat in our diet. It's been now 5 months and 1 day not eating any meat whatsoever. We have quit butter, but we still drink milk and have occasional cheese. On the 15th of October, we quit all dairy produce and will be completely vegan. Now, when you have the coronavirus, it gives you, or it can give you, coronavirus-induced pneumonia. Now, what the pneumonia does, it fills your lungs with mucus like a sponge, a heavy wet sponge. If you can imagine your lungs when they're healthy, just imagine a dry sponge, and you squeeze the dry sponge, then let it go. That's your lungs healthily working, pumping air around the body to the vital organs throughout your bloodstream. Now, when you get the coronavirus-induced pneumonia, it bogs your lungs down with mucus, because the lungs are infected with this virus, so it produces a mucus, like the old snot, the phlegm which runs in your nose. It goes down into your lungs, infects there, and as the lungs are bogged down, so the squeeze of lungs is like squelchy sounds. You have inefficiency of oxygen, restriction moving around the body to the vital organs needed to keep your body going. And this lack of oxygen to the vital organs is what kills you. So like I said, there's things you can do to ensure your survival. This may not work for everybody, but I know it works for me, and it makes sense in trying it. The number 1 thing to do when you have this virus is obviously seek medical attention. You want to get some form of antibiotics to treat your pneumonia. Now, the coronavirus itself you can't treat. You do not want to be lying in a flat position when you have coronavirus. You want to keep yourself up in a vertical position. If you do not believe me what I'm saying, you ask any doctor. You do not lie down in that position with your lungs filled with mucus. You need to be sitting up in this position here, or sit upright. For some reason, when you lie down flat in a horizontal position, the lungs fill with mucus even more. It literally suffocates you. So you need to be sitting up. Next thing you want to be taking every day minimum is 323 milligrams of iron tablets. Take iron tablets, because iron itself helps distribute oxygen around the body. So the tablets in iron, if you have any kind of deficiency, this iron will safeguard you and at least give you a chance of pushing that bit more oxygen around the body so you don't pass out. Now, if you've got a chance of survival, you might as well take the iron tablets. Another thing you must do is rest. Make sure you rest and don't stress. You have to take your root ginger, hot root ginger. What I do, I cut it into bits of 10, peel it, and then eat it and drink water with it, sip water. Now, it's very unpleasant for those who are not used to it, because it will burn all your mouth, your nostrils, down into your lungs. But for me, I found this help control the coughing and the infections in my lungs. Another thing, like I said before, garlic, the most natural antibiotic on the planet. Okay, but generally, you have to try and move. You can't just keep still. When I had the coronavirus really bad, when it almost killed me, I couldn't move. Or I try and move, even lift my arm up. It is so frightening. Then you feel that squeeze coming. When I say squeeze, I mean that suffocation of taking away all the oxygen in your body. and I thought I was gone. I thought that was it. There's 2 times for a period of 20 minutes, I thought I was gone. You feel your kidneys ache like it never ached before, parts of your entire body hurting, your head hurting, your eyes, and your chest, everything. It's very luckily that I eat a very good diet. When I had my first bout of coronavirus, I was very much overweight, 21 stones. 20 and a half stones. I'm now 17 stones, fluctuating between 17 stones free and just under, it depends how much water I drink in a day, 16 stone 12 and 7¼ stones, because when I drink my heavy water, then I put the weight on. And I have a lot of water, like 10 pints a day sometimes, but on average about 6 pints a day of water. And water puts a lot of weight on you. So it depends on when I get on the scales. If I get on an empty stomach, I'm 16 stone 12, which for me is a big achievement. And you can see the notice on my face, I've dropped weight in my face, my body, my arms, and I feel a lot better. Now by dropping body weight, when you relate this with the lungs, when they're stressed with the coronavirus, the lungs, when you're a big person, has a lot of more work to do. Your heart has a lot more work to do. So when you've got the coronavirus and this big body and unhealthy, it will kill you. The slimmer you are, you have a better chance. But not only slimmer, you've got to be healthy. You can be slim and unhealthy, it will take you out. But being obese and overweight is the most dangerous thing to have when you got the coronavirus and type 2 diabetes, which I had, which I've reversed. High blood pressure, I've reversed. You're on a vegan diet, high blood pressure will reverse your high blood pressure. And I'm taking tablets also for my heart attack I had last year. And I'm looking after my life, I'm really looking after my health. So you can see here, the kind of food I eat. Meat is gone from our kitchen. No more cutting up bits of dead animals with blood, and you can't touch your mouth because it's poisonous, and you have to decontaminate the whole area after you cut up bits of chicken, beef. You have to cook it so well. If you don't cook it well, you get ill. No more of that. Pulses and beans for protein. All our vegetables, sweet potatoes, fresh corn, broccoli, onions, bananas, cabbage, kale, lemons, pumpkin, red onions, avocado, peppers, passion fruit, ginger. There's more peppers here, apples, loads of tomatoes, organic garlic. And this is just as part of what we eat. You have to eat good, and we've now got confidence in ourselves that we'll make it through to becoming totally vegan. I mean, who wants a bunch of lard down your throat, like butter, stuffing up in the body, and your body doesn't deal with that properly, blocking your arteries, and eventually you'll go pop. And when you're young, you can get away with a lot of this. But as you get older, and over the years, even a young person, as you get older, your lifestyle, what you have when you're younger, will tell on you when you get older. And when you have diseases like this come along, like coronaviruses or even the flu, you have more chances of you dying if you're not protected. Now, this is the new norm. This is what we all have to get used to. And this you might have, I'm sure asthma sufferers get this. I don't suffer with asthma, but since I've had coronavirus and recovered from it, this is a new sign of my breath now. I've got a weasel in my breath. I've got this weasel in my breath. It's improved so much. I reckon I've improved about 80%. Just a second. Wash your hands, you cough into your hands, you bin it and you kill it. Right, so anyone who suffers with asthma and catches the coronavirus could be in big trouble. Any health defects you have. Now, I'm saying this is the new norm. This is normality now. Now, whoever created this virus, you are one evil human being. You're not fit to be a human on this planet. I don't know what reasons you create this virus for, but this virus you've created is wiping out humanity. I know humans are destroying the earth. Maybe that could be a reason why I designed the virus, to cull the population. But I'll tell you something, this virus is deadly. I'd rather have a nuclear bomb drop on me than die with coronavirus. That's the God's honest truth. Instead of die of coronavirus, because I know how bad it feels with that virus when you have it, I'd rather have a bomb just drop on me, BAM! If you remember Bill Gates said, we're all worried about nuclear war. But what if a virus comes in and takes us? We're not prepared. And he was right about that. Now, Bill Gates, yeah, I said there's a bit of suspicion about Bill Gates because of the vaccine that he's developing, and he's not really a medical practitioner, but a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, and it's the way he's providing this vaccine, and there's an infection. Like I say, you create the infection, provide the cure. The cure's billions. I truly believe they already have the vaccine. The vaccine is already there, and we live in a world where it's very unclean. Let's say, for instance, you have flu created by laboratories, and you have the flu jabs. It's a lot of money, billions. You have coughs. You look at the pharmacists. It's a multi-billion industry. Benylin cough mixture, cough sweets, Vicks, vapor rubs. Now you have the Dettol now. Because of the coronavirus, the Dettol sales have gone skyrocket. You know, you want to know what's going on. We don't live in a very clean world. You don't know what's going on. You've got to get in touch with yourself and open your eyes as to what's going on. And come out of the two-dimension world or third dimension and come into the fifth dimension. I've become aware of what's going on. It's a channel I watch called Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. He's very clever, and he's opened my eyes up a lot as to what's going on around the world. Also David Icke. I don't agree with everything they say, but a lot of what they say I agree with. It's one thing I've got to tell people who say that this virus does not exist. The virus is definitely there. I don't know what the hell it is, whether it's called coronavirus, but it's something I've never had in my life before. And when you get it, you will know it's something you've never had before. Whether it's COVID-19, I don't know what the name is, or alien diseases, this disease to me is alien. And it was wiped on my baby daughter when she was 3 months old, and my partner dealt with it very well, and my son, he dealt with it very well, but he was shaking and suffering, but dealt with it. So eat well, sleep well, don't stress so much, look after your body, look after your mind, try not to be too fearful, because when you're scared, it makes your immune system go down. And I've got to admit, since I heard of the second wave coming, I had a bit of fear coming to me. But I'm okay now, I'm starting to control it through meditation. So once you're scared of something, and you show fear, or a disease, or you're worrying, your immune system drops just like that. Remember, as the winter approaches, to take your vitamin D. Especially people from Caribbean countries, where we are used to having sun, hot sun. I was born here in the UK, but my parents, I've got a pigment from my parents, dark skin, and we need a vitamin D, a good adequate supply of vitamin D, because our immune system will drop. And once it drops, you get not just coronavirus, but any sort of virus entering your body, breaking down your body, which is not very good. So, my baby daughter, she was 1 a few days ago, and big celebration for us because she made it. We thought she was going to die, and I hope many of you make it through this difficult times we're going through and don't lose your life. But if you ignore it, you will lose your life. Eat the foods God has put on the earth for you, the healthy foods, the natural foods. Eat foods that will work with your body and not against your body, and eat a variety. Eat right, look after your body right, treat it right. Stay safe. But this is Silence of the Lambs. I call this the muzzle. You see the dog being muzzled? This is what I call the muzzle. This, you lose your identity wearing this. We've all lost our identity. It takes away your beauty. You can't even speak properly through this thing. Many people can't hear you. We're in the public and you try to talk to someone. They say, what? I see people and they say, what? I can't hear you. They come close. When you come close, you've broken the 2-meter rule. The virus spreads. It goes straight through his mouth. These masks are absolutely useless. It must stop a small percentage, but I truly believe these masks don't work, because I caught the virus my second time wearing one of these masks. when a guy coughed in the shop, and 3 days later I started coughing, and the cough went on for 10 days, then I got the fever, a second dose of coronavirus. Hope you enjoy this vlog, and keep safe. And when I say keep safe, I mean look after yourself, go for your walks if you can, keep your body moving, keep your body healthy. Thanks for watching. I've made it to age 59. I've made it. I thought I'd never make age 59, and what I've got to do now is make it to age 60.
A special thank you from the heart.